Hi guys, how you doing? I want to take a look at this. Welcome to week 3. The first thing I want to mention is milestone 3. That it's the learning activities, and this is so important, guys. Please go through every one of these, and also go through your textbook exercises, and the reading, the required reading in the textbook. I'll get to that in a second, but this stuff is really super important, and I would recommend that you don't attempt milestone 3, task 1, 2, or the final submission until you really go through each one of these learning activities. We've got masks, quick masks, basic layering, layer masking, gradients, layer masking sample, adjustment layers, and clipping masks. Now, masking is one of the foundational cornerstones in all of Photoshop, and it loans itself very well to non-destructive editing. And you'll hear that term over and over again when we talk about Photoshop, non-destructive editing. What does it mean? It means that you can edit your Photoshop projects with a safety net, meaning that you can turn off the edit and go back right exactly to where you were, as opposed to destructively editing the image whereby you can't go back. So in other words, if you have a project that you're working on in Photoshop and you're non-destructively editing, you can go back and make those changes and make adjustments tomorrow, 2 days from now, 2 years from now. And the pertinent aspect of that is the fact that if you make some edits to a file and your client says, hey, I don't like those edits, I think I don't want to go that way, you can just turn those edits off and they'll be done, as opposed to having to start the file completely from scratch again. And that's really important. And quite often, I mean, I've had clients come back to me 2 years later and say, hey, you know, that image that you used in this brochure, I think it's too bright, or I think this, or I think that. And it's a simple matter of going back and editing those adjustments in, since they were done non-destructive, we go right back in and make those adjustments using the appropriate adjustment layers and layer masking techniques, et cetera, et cetera. So this will make a lot more sense once you start getting involved in it. But again, the main thing here is just to keep this non-destructive editing in mind in Photoshop. Okay, so definitely take a look at those. Now, I want to just talk a little bit about what's going on in class. Okay, a lot of people are missing this stuff, guys. I'm going to jump over to milestone 3, task 1 instructions, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so in the instructions, you have your Photoshop in a book, your ebook, the chapters that you need, and then you have your task files. That's great, but don't stop there, because just about every one of these has additional tasks to complete once the textbook exercise is completed. This is no exception here. Add another photo of your choice to the document. A lot of people have been missing this. So if you're getting comments, feedback from me saying, hey, you did a great job on the Photoshop, Photoshop textbook exercise, but you didn't complete the additional changes to the document, this is what I'm talking about right here. Right in the overview, right in the task instructions. So please don't just stop here. Read the entire thing. Okay, which brings me to my next point here, is that these are a must. I mean, these videos are great. They show you exactly what to do step by step. You can't go wrong if you follow these videos. They're done very, very well. They're very complete. So please, please watch that video, milestone 3, task 1 instructions. Watch these video tutorials to complete your textbook exercise. And then you also have steps for success to make sure that those are done well. And then also you have an example. For example, this particular assignment asks you to add another image once you're done creating the mask to show the model's hair. And this is all shown right up here. I do have a tip for success right here, and that's in milestone 3, task 1. When preparing the lesson from the book, be sure to refine the hair mask before creating the model's shadow. Okay, so once you refine those spikes in the model's hair, it will show up on the shadow as those fine spikes. But you have to make sure that you create the shadow after you've refined the mask for the hair spikes. Really, really important. Otherwise, your shadow is not going to show those really fine spikes. Excuse me. Okay, that is milestone 3, task 1, and then milestone 3, task 2. Again, another really, really super effective video. Milestone 3, task 2, instructions. right there, and it shows you the exact instruction how to do it. And then this is great because this video shows you exactly how to bring your images into your file that you're working on for your caricature, and to mask the backgrounds out in that within that file. And that's very important. You can't bring images that don't have a background. That's not permitted. You have to use the images that have backgrounds and then mask the backgrounds out in this particular assignment. Okay, so I hope that makes sense as well. All right, so, and then again, here's your example. Okay, so guys, listen, that's milestone 3, task 2, and then of course you have your milestone 3 final submission, which is the actual, once you submit task 1, I'll give you feedback, okay, in grading, right, in grading. So task 1, I'll go milestone 3, task 1, go right to grading. You'll have your feedback there, and that will tell you what changes, if any, you need to make for your milestone 3 final submission. Okay, so I know that there's a lot to do here, guys, with the new platform and everything. So for those of you who are keeping up on things, thank you so much. There's a handful of you that are right on top of things. And then there are some other students that are maybe falling behind a little bit. If you are in that latter category, please get with me. I'm a really super active instructor, and I don't mind helping you. I mean, I'm in class every single day, as you can see. You guys aren't waiting for any feedback for grading or anything. I'm right on top of that stuff. So if you send me an email and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, I'm back to you within a matter of hours. And that's my promise. And those of you who have sent me emails, you know that that's my pretty much the way that I run the class. So, all right, guys, so welcome to Milestone 3. Any questions, comments, concerns? If you have any questions on Milestone 2 or Milestone 1, please let me know, all right? I'm here to make sure you have success in the class, and I'll do everything I can to that end. All right? Again, welcome to Milestone 3. Questions, comments, concerns, get with me, and I'll be glad to get right back to you. Thanks, everyone.